The municipality of North Cypress-Langford is located to the south of Neepawa, bordering the town on three sides and stretching south past Carberry as far as Shiloh to the west and Edrins to the east. Total population for the area is 2,860, with a land area of 1,762 square kilometers within 6 wards. This month, the municipality of North Cypress-Langford received several delegations to discuss various topics around land use. As well, they passed their interim budget, which allows them to continue operations uninterrupted until the budget passes later in the spring, and addressed board and committee appointments. TTES Consulting, which is working with the Enns Brothers dealership near Neepawa, is looking to find ways to deal with water control on the property. Their proposed ditch clear-out would tie into municipal service road ditching and thus requires consultation with and permission from council to proceed. They have already applied for licensing from water control and do not believe that this project will cause any downstream problems. Rodney White of the Whitemud Watershed Conservation District addressed council on a conservation corridor restoration project. The land in that area of the municipality is particularly sandy due to glacial deposits, and tree planting along the corridor as well as a few rows of cover crop helps to deal with blowing sand. They are asking council to cover the cost of the trees, for which there are funding sources and grants available for the municipality to apply to. A large portion of the meeting was then dedicated to a public hearing regarding a new subdivision that will require a bylaw revision for rezoning. There were significant questions from adjacent landowners regarding the necessity of reclassification, not to mention whether it violates other municipal regulations, as well as the circulation of notifications prior to the hearing. As the Cypress Planning District is currently without a development officer, council took note of the objections and questions, but were not comfortable proceeding without an officer in place or without consulting with the neighboring district out of Brandon. While the landowner was present to explain why the request was structured the way it was, there were still too many unanswered questions to proceed at this time. Other business included replacement of the flags at the rec center, funding for the future daycare, the 2025 tax sale dates, municipal emergency measures coordination, and the latest from the Health Action Committee. Following is the January meeting of the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford in its entirety.
Resolution 1, 2025, be it resolved, the meeting be convened at 9 a.m. with Reed Racing in the chair. Can I have a mover, please? Grant, seconder. Dallas, questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Adoption of the agenda, Resolution 02, 2025, be it resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of January 13, 2025 be adopted as circulated. Have a mover, please. Robbie, seconder. Harold? Anybody have anything to add to the agenda? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Adoption of the minutes, Resolution 03, 2025, be it resolved that the minutes for the regular meeting of December 9th, 2024, and the joint meeting minutes of December 4th, 2024 be adopted as circulated. Can I have a mover, please? Good morning, Darren. Have a mover, please?
Yep.
Dallas, second for the minutes.
Yeah.
Grant. Anybody have any questions on those minutes that were sent out? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. We'll continue on past delegations here for a minute. Finance and accounts. Resolution 04, 2025, be it resolved that the financial statement for December 2024 be referred to council. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob.
Rob, seconder. Sharon. They're in front of you there. If anybody has any questions, comments? Any comments or anything, Teresa?
No.
Question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution 05, 2025, resolved the account check number 31246 to check number 31278 totaling $490,741.19 and direct deposits withdrawals totaling $100,396 be approved for payment. Have a mover, please.
Rob.
Rob, seconder, Harold,
It's right here.
same thing. Checks are listed there somewhere. We have them sent out. Any questions? One question, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Deal with that. Where can we go down to here?
TTS is out this truck.
Pardon me?
TTS is out this truck.
Are they?
Yep.
You wanna run and get them, Robbie?
Certainly. You bet.
We can take a little bit earlier.
Yep.
25 minutes, so that'll work. All right.
Yeah. Jeff should be here any minute too.
Oh, you want to wait for him then?
Yeah, I think we'll wait for him. He said he was 5 minutes away 3 minutes ago,
Just want
so.
to wait for him.
Perfect, sounds good.
Hey, come in.
You want to come in, right?
Yeah, you can come in if you want.
Okay.
Pardon me?
Yeah, he had to drop the kids off at school, he said, so.
Okay.
General business, okay, well, continue on. Till your other half gets here then.
Sure.
General business, resolution 14, 2025, whereas in accordance with section 163 of the Municipal Act, the Council of Municipality of North Cypress-Langford has made an interim operating budget for all operating and capital expenditures of the municipality for the period of January 1st, 2025 until the adoption of the 2025 financial plan. Now therefore be it resolved that the interim operating budget be hereby adopted. Operating requirements, general government services $807,000, protective services $160,000, transportation $2,713,615, environmental health services $389,000, public health and welfare services $54,000, environmental development services $20,000, economic development $133,000, recreation and cultural services $865,000, fiscal services $22,000, total $5,163,615. Capital requirements borne by reserves $500,000, total $500,000. Can we have a mover, please? Joe, seconder, Robbie? Any comments, or are they just regular things we do at this time of year?
Yep.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. That's your other half, is it?
Yeah. There you go. Got one thing out of the way before we got here.
Then we'll go around the table here and introduce everybody first. Start.
Grant Jardine, Ward 3 Councilor.
Jaron Davidson, South and Equal.
Dallas.
Dallas Homestead, Veterinary, Ward 4.
Ray Grayson, Reeve.
Teresa Parker, CEO.
Earl Tolton, Council.
Rob Vancouver.
Jeff Tate, owner of TTS Consulting.
Glenn Jackson, I'm a manager.
Okay.
And
Go
the
ahead.
designer.
And
Can we throw up that drawing? So we were hired by Ann's Brothers, who do lots of work for them, to take a look at their Nipawa lot and try to find a way to get the waterway. They've got real issues around Millis. So when we did all of our surveys, they have a ditch that runs on the north end of their property that currently fills up with water about a foot, Glenn.
Yeah, so yeah, they have a manhole right behind the buildings
Yeah.
here that runs out into a ditch right here and then down that direction. Yep.
Down that direction?
And in that corner there where she just had the cursor, you have the cursor?
Yeah.
In that corner there. It seems like when it was all built, the road, they dug a ditch there, they used material for the approach and it kind of made a slough there. And the culvert going south holds that slough back and then that entire ditch fills up with like a foot of water. And that is definitely hurting the ground there. It's making it all soft. So we've proposed to do a ditch clean out to the south and it'll zero out and all the water should drain by the time we get to the service road ditch.
You see the green line here is the original ground as it sits now. So the water actually drains to the highway now anyway. It just has to build up a foot here, right? So it leaves a foot of water back through the back of their lot. So not really changing anything. So instead of running, like it won't run faster, but it will run longer. So say after a rain event, this ditch would probably run for another, say, a day.
Yeah.
And very slow because they're at like almost flat, right?
So yeah, right now the way it works is when that ditch and that pothole by the road fills up with about a foot of water, then it starts to run.
To the highway.
But that foot of water in that ditch just sits there and has to evaporate or either soak in. Whereas the other way, it would run for a day and then everything would dry down. So it would help your road, it would help their approach, it would help their lot.
It'll help everything in this whole area. Something
But you only got 5 centimeters of dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very tight drainage.
Yeah.
So how long, that won't take long to replug itself?
It would definitely require maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
it's almost flat as it sits right now.
Yeah.
So it's gonna look the same, but just lower.
That water, when it comes down to that bottom corner,
Yeah.
now it has to go east to about their entrance rate to go across the highway to get out, does it not?
No, the culvert there actually
Is
goes
there
straight
actually a
across.
culvert there?
They go straight across the highway, yeah. Yeah, it goes straight across the highway. The culvert at the highway is actually 6 inches lower. It's right at 382.998, I believe it was, the invert. I should have had it on there. But,
Yeah, once it gets
yeah,
here.
the
it's
next
fine.
culvert, there is a culvert. There's actually a ditch block right where that cursor is.
Yeah.
There is a ditch block to hold the water there and it goes straight across the highway.
Have you had to talk to highways about that?
We're not intending on touching any highway stuff because of the that's why there's
That's
only
up
5
to-
centimeters of drop.
That's up to environment, climate change. If
They do that?
they would
And
send us.
when we applied for it initially, they said, you guys need to talk to the RM in North Cypress-Langford. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So and to fix it really well, we would have to dig out.
Yep.
But highways and a lot with Robin or what's her name, Denise there. It's pretty much everything's a no. So we scaled it back to just
Yes,
get the water.
if we could get the 6 inches advantage by lowering their access road culvert, that would improve our grade significantly, right? We go from 5 centimeters to 20 centimeters. And then in the highways ditch between the service road and the highway, then it would basically be flat, but it's only the length of this road,
You know,
right?
I guess my only,
that's gonna be a hard no.
yeah,
Yeah.
my concern is like with just that little drop, like how often.
Well, it's not. See, you don't really have any drop now.
No, I know, but that's why it's holding water, right?
It doesn't really hold much water.
So
here.
that it's damp, but it
It's
does
damp.
dry down.
The water is all back
And
here.
it's gonna, so you're still gonna hold a foot of water there.
No,
And-
No, No, when you clean this out, it'll tie into the invert of
You
that
got
culvert.
383.28, so you only got 5 from that culvert at the top, you still only got 5 inches to the inlet of that grade, and then down, so you got a 4 inches right from up there all the way down to the bottom, 10 centimeters, right?
That's right. We'd like,
So right
we'd
now
like to get
it's-
more, but it's
Yeah,
probably.
no,
And then actually, our intent was we were gonna hopefully get this permit so we could do some good and take another round with, maybe try with highways to lower this pipe in the future but on a separate permit, just so. There's another thing they're planning on doing here is, where's that combine yard? Right here?
Behind, actually, it's behind the trees.
Behind the trees?
Yeah.
They plan on digging this out. They want to
Just grade it properly and put some gravel in
put
there.
a foot of gravel on it.
The sad
So-
thing about that whole corner, if you go back 50 years ago, was a slough.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of stuff you
And
built on
when
sloughs.
they built John Deere in the first place, Mr. Jensen, just to the right at the bottom corner, dug a dugout there
Mhm.
and put fish in. And that was to help with the water.
Yeah.
And it did help with the water problem
That was the storage pond.
at the time. And now with fill in and all this and that and new buildings and that, now we've created an issue.
Okay.
Or the people that own
Yeah,
it created an issue.
And when we looked at saving this, the water runs into the building right now.
Yeah, I know.
When we looked at saving it, the cost was prohibitive enough. They're going to build a new office on this land coming up.
Are they?
Yeah, in the next year or two. They're going to expand
The
out
biggest
this way.
thing in that whole ditch there, we have water lines in that ditch. Everything.
But,
And
yeah,
there's a fire hydrant right there at the corner.
Yep,
You're aware of that. And there's
Yep.
a shut off or two there.
I think there's
Also-
two. I believe there's two, yeah.
So just, that's something, and the precedent we're gonna set by allowing somebody into our ditch to play around in our ditch. Go ahead, Darren.
Where does the water go when it crosses the highway?
It'll look, I didn't survey further than the outlet, but it appears to go straight south. It keeps going south down that road. I never went down that road to look any further than that.
Yeah, it goes across
Yes.
through the old Touchwood.
Highways will definitely not let us play with them.
yeah. There's no way we'd ever be allowed to touch that.
She would let you do that. It would make a lot more sense.
It would.
She would let you, like,
She won't let us do that.
you're gonna have to clean that out every year, basically, if they wanna keep the water running. Like, there's not enough drain there if it's a slow.
Okay.
Well, yeah, well, it's almost, you're not going to be much different.
Fishery pond there.
No, it just,
They're just-
Yeah,
you know what I mean, the way, like,
Yeah,
it's,
it's good. If you wanted to run now, you got to clean it.
yeah, I know, and it just sits there.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, I know.
nothing's really changing. It's going to be the same thing as lower.
Okay,
Is right now all the
We
falls
gotta
right
comment.
now.
Let's play with one story at a time over here, Robbie.
Sorry.
And Jaren's talking over here first off, okay? Go ahead, Jaren.
Well, I was just mentioning that if it goes into Stony Creek, which is a brook trout fishery, it might not get approved as direct ditch.
Yeah, and that's where we apply for a permit, right?
Yeah.
Through the environment and climate change.
You might have to look at a whole big pond.
Yeah, then that's where they come back to us with, right?
and what were you guys saying over there?
I just said it's very unfortunate that the highways won't let you drop that pipe 6 inches.
Yeah, that would be the best.
Yeah, and
But then
that's,
if you drop that pipe, then it creates a problem for us on the south side of the highway going down our ditch.
Yeah, let's split it. Cut.
Because there's water pipeline down there too. And it's a low spot as it is.
Yeah, right at the intersection in that road on the south side.
yeah.
Yeah, it was cattail.
It's a bad corner.
And
It was dry when I was there, but it was definitely cattail.
It's definitely a wet
Oh,
spot.
There's access to a residence there too.
Yeah.
On the east side.
So the amount of water that's we're
That's on the west side.
we're creating like a foot of water in this ditch. So that's the only extra volume of water that would be leaving. Right, we're not introducing new water,
The ditch is what, about 2 feet deep in there or so?
roughly.
Yeah, 2.5 feet,
But
3 feet.
there's a lot of water comes into that ditch from the ground itself,
Yep.
not just overland, but it's sort of a sandier soil where it
Yeah.
moves. So you know, you can say it's just the water that's in the ditch, No, it's probably 10 times as much water as what's in that.
Right, but the stuff that's leaving the ground is very slow, right? It's not going to create, it won't create any catastrophic events downstream.
And that would actually, by doing this, it would probably dry that, the ditch, the section where we're proposing to clean out would actually be drier in the long run than wetter, because it would take away the mass that's holding it, and basically it's irrigating it all year round with that sandy soil. Because once we sit a foot of water in that corner, it's trickling through that culvert, but it's just soaking the ditch because it's never running away, right? That's where I figured it would improve it. Same thing, it would probably dry the land because it would let it run away onto Ends Brothers lots directly where they park other things on that grassed area. Rather than being constantly irrigated by the ditch that's holding a foot of water. That initial would run off and then it would dry down faster.
Yeah, we don't believe we're creating any problems downstream. If we thought so, we would go a different direction, right?
Yeah, and then I did apply for a license through the Water Control Permits Office, and their initial thing was they wanted a bit more information on the drawing, so I fixed my drawing, and they also wanted us to discuss with you guys, so I sent it to you guys, and then that's just where we're at.
Yeah, so and after you guys, then if they want us to talk to DFO or anyone else, and then they send us that info.
How big is the culvert across 16?
Across 16
It's pretty
is
good.
a 600 mil, 2 foot.
Okay.
Yeah, 24 inch. And then the one through the service road is actually a 2.5 foot. So it's kind of weird. It's bigger and then smaller, which doesn't make sense, but that must have been just what they had laying around.
Is that culvert at the north entrance there, is it cleaned out, or is it, is it holding back a bunch of?
On the Ends Brothers approach, you mean?
Yeah,
Right now, it's like in underground. Like the outlet side is in the dirt, and they've dug a spade width to release it.
it's probably not helping either.
I think they tried, like when they put it in, they tried to get it to the bottom of that hole,
Great.
and then found out as they were digging that, well, you can't lower it anymore on this side. So it's actually, it's slightly uphill.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't do an exploration when they put that culvert in. They just dug it and slapped it in.
So basically, possibly we could, from Highway 16 to the service road, we could have a puddle of water there for a day.
No,
We're not there. Right now, there's 7 inches of drop from the service road to the highway culvert.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
so
we would not be
the
touching it.
service road is definitely the service road culvert, which is highway's property, correct?
Yeah, that's where you gotta go off of.
Correct. That's why we don't want to touch highways, because as soon as we talk to them, they say no. And then if we can get this approved, then we would apply for culvert replacement or a clean out of that pipe through highways.
which we expect to get denied, but just in due diligence, we're gonna keep trying, right?
So you're saying that longer stretch there from the service road to the approach in?
Yeah.
How much you gotta take out of there roughly in depth?
So each square here is 10 inches. So the green line is the existing ditch bottom, and the blue line is the proposed. So all the way we're about 10 to 12 inches. Sorry.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah,
So
so
we're taking this, basically it's glorified foot now, but it blows the grass.
Have you been to watershed with this yet?
This is our, this was our.
I sent it to them, and they requested a little bit more information and to get an approval, like a landowner consent form through the RM, because it is your ditch.
And how much you lowering that pipe at the top end? there?
32 centimeters, so 13 inches.
Yeah.
And it's below ditch level now, you were saying?
It's below the side that we want to clean out. Right, so if you look at the green line here, we're slightly more than 1 block. So 1 block is 25 centimeters, and then we're a bit more than that. because we're getting onto the culvert or onto the approach here. So right here, we're about a foot. Right beside the pipe, we're about a foot. Right there, we're about a foot deep in the ditch bottom, and that's to get the pipe to discharge out.
And then by the time we get down to here, we're at nothing. We're cutting nothing.
Yeah, we pretty well. Yeah, we zero. Right here, you can see it gradually gets closer, and then it zeroes out.
So basically, the ditch that sits right now is flat. You see, like from here
all the drop is in the last 30 meters. And you guys have a water line that goes all the way past that north approach?
Just to that approach,
To the approach, okay.
I think, and then it goes across the road there.
It was west.
And that's one thing, if you,
West,
Oh, it goes
into the airport.
It goes into the airport.
I think it's on the north side of the approach, actually, but I'm not sure.
Oh, it crosses and then
Well,
goes.
it's in there somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
You're not gonna go that deep.
No.
no.
Better not be going that.
No.
Yes, I know, and that's, if we got the email back, just thought, trying to explain all this in an email was gonna be overwhelming, so we thought we'd come and say hi and
Oh, that's a good idea.
try to explain it a little more common sense way, so. Hopefully that helped explain what we're actually
Yeah.
trying to do. And while we're here, instead of me searching your website, when they go to, do we need to take out a permit to improve their parking lot through this area? We haven't worked here in a long time, so like.
Probably wouldn't hurt to talk to the planning board, but I don't think they need a permit to do any work on them.
Yeah, it's just.
It hasn't turned into City of Brandon yet? Okay.
But then if you're gonna be raising it 1.5 feet or something like that, it'd be nice to know, because you're gonna be
And again,
Wouldn't
the
hurt
building
to
permit's a building permit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's our plans to work on the drawings next week probably, so, for that. So we can definitely get the drawings in order.
Yeah, initially we'd hoped to get this done before it frees up. That's why we started with just this permit to try to alleviate some of the water for spring, right, for them? Because they when we first talked to John Deere, that's the first thing we wanted. Can you get some of this standing? Can you get rid of this standing water?
Is it so?
And we did look at taking other directions, but this was the only way that made it. This is the only way practical to get rid of.
Well, right now, all the infrastructure from here goes on there, right? That's your high point for the whole lot. This way goes there, and that goes there. That's why we were like, well, if we're gonna go a different route with it, we're gonna have to totally redesign all the ditches.
It was going to be
Fill the ditches, regrade the other way,
and
run
dig-
water uphill.
and dig out the whole lot at the cost of a couple of
Yeah.
That's when we started looking at the direction. Yeah. Like, even that, I don't know how many $1 million combines I'd have to sell, but they didn't want to.
like, that water wouldn't run west, eh? Or is it a fairly uphill through there?
West.
If you went from
like-
your approach and go west up that road that goes up into the airport, that's probably up.
I believe it's uphill, yeah.
Not too much, but it used to run north and then west down through that gully.
Yeah, it used to go north and then west.
Yeah.
Or-
Because my
Has that
initial
been
thought,
looked at all, or?
when I drove in there with the quad, my initial thought when I was standing there, I thought it ran north.
Yeah.
But as I went north, I was gaining. I gained, I think by the time you get to that little curve in the road, I had gained a meter of elevation. And it was surprising. Like, it looks all deep and long grass,
Yeah.
but it was significantly higher. And I can provide a drawing that shows that as well. So
That was our time I stood there too.
when I stood there, I said, oh, it goes here, it goes north.
And then we can't.
Yeah, I drove in there with the quad and I was like, those numbers aren't right. So I walked it back. Oh, that's right.
So but even a meter of cut to get to that creek that runs up there,
On the north.
would that be such a bad thing?
That's a long way to go north to get to, it can be quite an elevation up there, and then that.
It'd be a major,
Yeah.
it would wind up being a
That's a
major
half mile.
event.
Yeah,
It would.
I never went all the way to the creek. I just went, it was uphill and I got to like a meter and then
Yeah.
this way was 10 inches. So,
Yeah, so we figured like, this is really, it's a glorified ditch cleanout.
Yeah.
Like,
so
and resetting one pipe, which is probably set wrong in the first place, there was thought about, would alleviate as much of their problem as financially sound to do so.
Yeah.
So the total quantity of dirt we're moving is 50 cubic meters.
5 tandem loads.
5 tandems. It's a There's not a, yeah, it's basically we're taking the grass off, right? Yeah.
So you're just here for information for us?
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we
waiting.
just wanted to provide you information so you can make a
Okay.
more informed decision.
Yep, okay, nope, that's very.
Because I just felt like it maybe looked like it was a lot more of a project than it is. So I just wanted to come and explain without
Yeah.
300 emails and
Yeah, no, this
Makes
is
sense.
easier.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
talk about it for 20 minutes
Yeah.
instead of 3 weeks back and forth.
Yeah.
Alrighty, thank you
Hey,
very much.
thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys. It's
Thanks,
very
yeah, good
good.
seeing you.
Thank you.
Did you guys
Anybody
want
else
some
have any
drawings for
other
that?
comments or?
There's more there. You guys can.
Oh, we have a geotechnical engineer now too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Kyle Hampton.
Oh.
So if you guys look for any geotechnical work,
Good plug.
that's my plug.
Take care, you guys. Happy New Year.
All right, you guys, have a good day, thanks. Rodney out there yet, I wonder? I think so, yeah. Probably. Hey, Rodney, how are you today? Good, how are you guys? Good, thanks, oh boy. Well, welcome, Roger. We'll go around the table here with introductions, or maybe you know everybody, do you?
For the most part.
Grant Jardine Council.
Morning.
Alright.
You guys, Bev Walker.
She's our planning.
Okay.
Oh, Harold?
How you doing?
Good.
Go ahead, Rodney.
Yeah, so I met with Robbie and Neil and Colin and Kelly last week about the, we want to do a conservation corridor restoration project. So right now between Neil and it's Paul Adrianson, it's just a blank right of way of your guys, and it's just being farmed on both sides. But now it's the blow sand is starting to blow and affect the west half of the east section. So I just think something like this would be a great opportunity for us to establish another conservation corridor, and then it's going to help, well, at least one of the landowners, and I think it'll probably help both. So yeah, that's about it. So the planting itself, we've got funding, external funding for the planting. The only thing we're requesting today is the cost of the trees. So I have an estimate right here for a mile of 4 rows, 2 rows of white spruce, a row of poplar and a row of willows. It's 20, and taxes included, $2,725.80. And that's for about 2,000 trees, right around there, just 2,200 trees. So
And you'll plant them and maintain them for a couple of years?
2
or so, do
years,
you,
yeah.
Rodney? 2 years?
So yeah, we can do 2 years, 2 passes. So we'll do a pass, and once we're done our tree planting next year, we'll do a pass. So late June, early July, and then we'll do another one near the end of August. So
How do you handle farmer spraying and Roundup?
well, that's kind of up to the landowner. So in this case, which would be you guys. So these are kind of some of the tougher species of trees we've had, because we kind of discussed that last week. Was the spruce are usually pretty, they're not bad against it. I know on my lane I had co-op overspray, and they sprayed my trees, all the grass around it was dead and the trees lived on. So they're pretty durable. Same with the willows. Poplars should be in the middle, so they should be pretty far away. They'll be 30-40 feet away from the edge of the field, so it shouldn't be too bad. I know there'll be aerial spraying, but
Is it gonna be planted on either side, or what's this?
my thoughts was kind of just spacing it out through the whole
Is there gonna
spot.
still be like a road in the middle though?
We could. It's kind of up to what you guys want to do. Right now, there's nothing there, so there's no roadway. So but we could do that. So
And
What was it
then,
like before? There were trees
It was more of a hills, and there was no, like, there was scrub and that between.
Yeah.
So it got cleaned out. It's still a little hilly in spots, but basically when Rod was here last time about these, that's when I thought of it. We talked to Dad and Randy, they own the land, and that's where this came from. So basically, Paul planted corn and it blew, and we went back out and replanted it. It wasn't potatoes this year, and it took out about, like, honestly, 30 acres of Kelly's wheat, and his wheat was up like that, and it took it all to the ground coming off that field. So they're interested in this. Like, I don't have a vote there saying this, but that's just general information. And if they're trying to keep it, you know, like, it's gonna be the same for both lines. If we want a road, that's fine, but it's just, I think if you can keep it a little tighter, like whatever they need for spacing, whatever he tells us, that would be what we're doing whatever, if it's passed, we're doing whatever he's saying.
That's the section where Doug Hawkins used to live, right? Where Adam Kipe lives now?
no,
No.
this is a different one.
Which one are we talking about?
South of the tracks, you go straight south of
On
Brookdale.
464,
Before,
Yeah.
Oh, back over there, okay.
They just put the hydro line in.
Yeah, that was another one that was brought up, because, yeah, in talking to both John and Robbie about this, I think this would be a nice project to almost try and do yearly. Like, it doesn't have to be a full mile like this, it can be patches where we can fill patches, same as around. One example of something is if in the middle of a conservation corridor, in the middle of the mile, there's a little quarter mile or less patch, we could get the scouts out there to do a block planting instead of a shelter belt planting. So then it kind of is a three-way partnership that's there, and we get those trees for free every year, and they're usually about they're spruce or pine, but yeah, they just come out and plant them with spades, and we go, one of our staff members will go out with them and help them plant. And but yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. We could try and get this funding every year for the planting, and it would just be you guys setting aside a little bit of funding for trees. So just a thought. But right now, it's just this one that we're talking
Just
about.
a question about this road allowance again. Was it the conservation corridor before, or was it not in the map?
Not that I know of. no.
Okay.
So yeah, so I
Because
guess
if
it would be
was a conservation
established.
corridor before,
Who ripped it up?
and then somebody ripped it up, then they'd have to pay for the trees. But if it's just an open piece,
Yeah.
that's
But
where
it's
the
on our
RM comes.
municipal property that they ripped up in the first place.
No, yeah, that's right, to work as a road allowance.
You know, they worked the road allowance, so who's responsible now?
Yeah, when I went down there
Oh, I guess
before
it
they
was
put the hydro line, it was
Yeah.
worked on both sides of the road.
Yeah.
they leveled it, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't remember trees being there.
I
There used
don't,
to be scrub and pasture back there, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
at one time, yeah.
Anyway, we're trying to put that, it's a full mile, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that'd be
it's
a
a
good
good
idea.
Start with this program anyways, so
Yeah.
it's wide open.
That's where the dirt was blowing. I
Yeah.
seen that all the way from Depot when I was coming.
So, and yeah,
Anybody else got any questions for Rodney then? I think it's a pretty good idea myself.
I can step out if you guys want to vote.
No, I think
It's not your land.
Yeah.
No,
You can abstain if you like, but I
I'll
don't think you need to leave.
So then, in talking to Robbie and Drawn as well, we were talking about, because the blow sand is probably still gonna be there and be an issue, is for maintenance for the next couple of years. We had talked about potentially snow fence, which would be expensive, bales, which is potential, but, Drawn had thought of a good idea about planting maybe like a crop, like just 2 or 3 rows of a crop along the west edge of the right of way. So then that would take hopefully a brunt of the blow sand too. So, and it would be a little more of a inexpensive fix. We can even come and just broadcast it with our quad and cedar too. Just something like that, so.
So where you, what kind of crop were you guys thinking?
I don't know, just something to block the wind, like
The cover crop, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, something
Like
that'll,
a rye in the fall or?
rye and sunflowers, just a mixture or something to hold up and catch some snow.
yeah, something that'll come up quick and,
Something to cover the ground, like so rye or something, and then something taller to catch the wind.
yeah, so,
It doesn't have to be wide, like
yeah,
5
no,
feet, couple feet, whatever.
exactly, yeah. And yeah, like the
Yeah, something like that.
the actual logistics and plan and everything, can be worked out between now and then. It's more or less just, who's gonna cover the trees is our concern. So, cause right now we can cover the planting, we have funding for it already put aside. It's just getting the trees paid for. And I guess that would be between you guys and the landowner, and if you wanna cover all the trees or how you wanna do it, so. But, I mean, it's a good thing in my mind, so,
Well, I think it's good,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
Plant
So-
some more trees, so.
And right now, you can, I don't know how it works, but if you guys wanted to take the opportunity to look up grants or anything else to potentially cover the cost of the trees, I'm sure we could be a little flexible on the payment of the bill too. Like, it's not like our deadline's January 31st, but,
So you need a decision right away then.
well, a decision on the
Yeah,
ordering
on
the
the
trees,
trees,
but
yeah.
like I said, for payment, we could hold off on that if you guys wanted the opportunity to look for a grant or something.
Do you know of any programs?
Not offhand, but I could ask
Stephanie,
Stephanie
yeah.
and see what we can find.
Get her to email the office, and
Yeah.
if there's an application we can put in to get.
Would that grow program,
The grow
yeah,
for a situation like this, I don't know if it would or not.
We haven't done it with our other shelter belts, so that's kind of why I would hesitate with this one. So the grow is what covers the tree planting.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
But there's programs like the Billion Trees or
yeah,
whatever
2
company
million trees,
there,
yeah.
they might still be running.
Maybe,
So we could look at that, because that's for communities.
Yeah.
We couldn't get trees through watershed, but town could, right?
Yeah.
So we might be able to figure out.
And usually, like, the way we work our grow program is the cost of the trees is the landowner's in kind towards the project. So, it's not in saying that if council wanted to potentially partner with the municipality or with the watershed and request maybe a 50-50 partnership or something like that, because it's gonna be a conservation corridor on our side too, so, just a thought. So we could potentially looking at that with grow, but,
And if landowners want to kick in, because it's going to benefit them too, they can
yeah,
pay for a portion.
so. So yeah, I believe I emailed this to Teresa, but if not, I can leave it here.
What's the
I've got
total cost
copies.
come to for the trees?
27, 25, 80.
So we got the information, and we'll talk about it. here.
Yeah.
Rodney, I think. Anybody else got any other questions on that for Rodney?
That's awesome.
I think they're doing a good job in there trying to get some trees planted around and everything, and it's good.
You need an answer by end of January, you said?
Yeah.
We'll make
I
a
mean,
decision today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's when our tree order is due, but we're somewhat flexible, so.
Okay.
All
to
right.
get the trees you want though, like,
We have our trees pre-ordered, so
Okay.
it's,
Okay.
and that's including this
Okay.
list, so, it's, yeah, like, we can always cut back. It's harder to ask for more
Right.
later on, so. All right,
Good enough. Thank you very much
All
for
right.
coming down, Rodney.
Thank
thanks,
you.
Roger.
Stay warm.
yeah, try.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, see you, Rod.
See ya.
Good to see you.
Planning matters. Resolution 06-2025 be it resolved that council adjourn the regular meeting at 9:43 to deal with planning matters. Have a mover, please.
Grant.
Grant, seconder.
Davidson?
Sharon, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. Anything?
Lisa, do you have the resolution in for the gram variation that there was the error? So that's one.
So that, do you want to explain it? It was just sent wrong?
It
Which
was,
is
it was the meeting where there was 5 between variations, variations and conditional uses, there was 5 for grams, and one got duplicated.
Okay.
And an error, so we just have to declare, like, everything had went through.
Okay.
But just the resolution was duplicated.
So we
Send
said
one of them? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So the one that was,
resolution 7.
Yep, okay.
so we just,
8, sorry.
there just has to be, we have to put the right resolution in place so that they can carry forward with their subdivision.
Okay, all right. Any other comments on stuff like that then, Bev, or
Teresa had some questions about the Bray subdivision.
Mhm.
we're looking for setbacks on that?
Yeah.
So I dug up the subdivision file.
Yep.
And, the garage is 101 feet
That's the closest to the road.
and the house is 98.
Okay, so we'll have to go to 98 for that number then.
So yeah, so we'd do up the variation set, requesting the setback for
Yep.
each of them. So we'd have 2 variations.
But it's
under
on the
same-
same parcel, we have to do separate?
Well, no, we'll have both of them listed, but
Okay,
the setback for the house be this, and the
Yeah.
setback for the garage be this.
okay.
So it can be all done under the same variation, once the request comes in.
So have you got those numbers?
For the
in?
house to which?
The
side?
house is 98 feet 4 inches.
So do we just put 98 feet there?
Yeah, because there is a percentage you're allowed.
Yeah,
Okay,
98 feet.
and the house is 101.
house or the garage?
Oh, sorry, the garage, my apologies,
Garage.
the garage.
Do we need to put both of them in there, or can we just do the shortest, the
No.
shortest one? We need both of
We
them?
need both of them
Okay,
because they're
alright.
both under, well, neither one of them are the 125
Yeah, but
feet.
it's all under the one subdivision. but
Yeah, it's
okay.
all under the one subdivision, but just to make sure everything's covered.
Okay,
Just have to list both.
Both have to
In
be
the-
listed
in
on the
the
variation.
resolution.
all right, oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
We've done other ones like that before where the garage
the
is
two of
this
them.
and the house is this, yeah.
Anything else there, Teresa, on that then, you think?
Nope. We can go ahead.
Okay.
That's it?
Anything else, Bev, then, or is that it for this? for now?
Teresa and I were talking about the Hoffman subdivision, but we're just not sure at what stage it's at. We just got a phone call late Friday afternoon, so.
Yeah, can we wait?
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, okay,
As far as I know, that's,
Is that the one up the Dane subdivision?
no,
No,
just up the road from us, or from my old place,
Good, fine.
just on the corner.
oh,
Just, so from my own place, right beside, before the
for
curve.
how long?
What's that?
How big is the subdivision?
I think, I have to look. I'm not sure if they're still, I don't know what stage they're at. I just know they're working on a subdivision. I'm not sure if it's came through our office or if it's still just in the application stage.
okay, well, that'll be to come down the road anyway, okay?
I'll have more information for Thursday at our board meeting.
Anything else, Bev or Teresa, on this? Okay. Resolution 07-2025, be it resolved, the public hearing regarding planning matters be adjourned at, I forgot now. 9:48. And the regular meeting of council resumed. Can I have a mover, please?
Rob?
Robbie, seconder. Harold? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution 08-2025, whereas council has approved variation order V12-24 NCL resolution number 297-2024 with errors in the approval description. Council would like to amend resolution 297-2024 as follows. Be it resolved that council approve variation order number V12 2024, or just 24, NCL for Brent Graham and Patricia Graham, owners of the property legally described as Northeast 321013 WPM in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford and located at Road 76 West Lane to increase the maximum parcel size for a rural non-farm dwelling site as well as reduce the front yard setback for the existing house and garage within the AR agricultural rural zone as a condition of subdivision application CPS number 4155248646 from maximum parcel size of 10 acres for a RNFD site in the AR agricultural rural zone. Front yard setback for a house of 125 feet in the AR agricultural rural zone. Front yard setback for garage of 125 feet in the AR agricultural rural zone. To a maximum parcel size of 28.3 acres, 0.03 acres, for a RNFD site in the AR agricultural rural zone. Front yard setback for house of 60 feet in the AR agricultural rural zone. Front yard setback for garage of 22 feet in the AR agricultural rural zone. I have a mover for that, please.
Sure.
Dallas, seconder. Robbie? Any questions on that changing there? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 09-2025. Whereas council has received subdivision application 4155248665 from Terry Bray, registered owner of Bray Farms Limited, of the property legally described as Northwest 41415W in the municipality of North Cypress-Langford. Approval subject to the following conditions. Number 1, that a conditional use order be obtained for the establishment of a rural non-farm dwelling site within the AR agricultural zone, and that the variation order be obtained to reduce the minimum front yard setback from 125 feet for the house to 98 feet, and the garage from 125 feet down to 101 feet. Clear as mud, everybody? All in favor? Mover, please.
Grant.
Grant, somebody like to second that motion? Harold? Any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Wait a couple of minutes for this. Anybody need a 5-minute break before we proceed?
Let's get some coffee.
Go ahead.
You guys.
Okay, thanks for your patience here, everybody. We're new at this relatively because we haven't got a planning board officer in attendance right now, so we're learning as we go here. Resolution 10-2025, if resolved that council adjourn our regular meeting to hold a public hearing. Can I have a mover, please? Aaron, seconder. Alice, all in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you very much. I'd like to welcome all you people for coming in this afternoon, or this morning here, I guess, for this. We're here for to convene the public hearing to consider and receive submissions regarding the bylaw amendment to bylaw number 4, 2024. At this time, we'll ask for anybody that would like to speak to this amendment here. And first off, we'll go around the table and introduce ourselves here. If you want to start, Grant.
Grant Jardine, counselor.
Sharon Davidson, counselor.
Deb Walker, planning office. Ross Homestead, Deputy Reeve.
Ray Grayson, Reeve.
Teresa Parker, CAO.
Harold Bolton, council.
Rob Vancouver, council.
And I think we also have a Malcolm Murray on with Zoom we do. You won't see him, you might not hear him, but he's there. He's there, there he is in the background. Okay, thank you. Any correspondence been written or received, Teresa? Or anything? Nothing? Okay, who would like to speak first? Everybody want to speak, or just one or two of yous, or whatever? Who wants to start? Dave?
I can start.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm David Thiessen. Audrey, my wife Audrey is here as well. We are co-owners of the property directly east and south of the subdivision. And so we have some concerns about how this subdivision or this reclassification will affect the use of our land. The restrictions that an additional rural residential subdivision puts on AR land, agricultural land. So I'd like to start by reviewing the information. Well, first of all, I'd like to inquire as to why there's no notification sent to adjacent landowners.
The landowners that were within the 100-foot buffer, which is the requirement, had been notified of.
That's not correct, because I spoke with the landowners immediately adjacent to the property, just with the road plan in between. They have received no notification.
Then I'm not sure. I do know I mailed out all notifications.
Okay, and
So,
I spoke with them
as
I spoke with them this morning, and they still have not received anything about the first hearing or this one.
Okay, well, they were mailed out. So
Okay, so what
beyond
is,
that,
what?
there's only so much I can do once I mail out the order, the notifications.
Okay, our land is immediately adjacent to the road allowance that affects this property.
I just went with the buffers based through Manitoba assessment that we always use for these notifications, and that's the buffer I used. And if your name didn't come up, then that's based on the buffers I.
Well, we own the northeast of, northwest of 6, which is immediately adjacent to this parcel of land, with only the road allowance in between. So we've received no notification. Fortunately, I saw your posting in the banner. That's the only way that I received notification of this hearing.
So the system just pick up like the road allowance as us being neighbors and then not that, right? Yeah, that might be.
Grant, you got a comment?
When did you mail?
I know I mailed them out before the last for the rescheduled date. They went out just before Christmas. They went out on the.
They've had lots of time.
They were, I want to say the 20, like whatever the Friday was before Christmas.
22nd.
Canada Post has been really backlogged.
And that's why technically I wouldn't have had to send them that early, but I knew Canada Post was backlogged. And with the Christmas break, I had sent them out earlier than what typically I would have, because typically we only have to do a 14-day, and I do know that I covered that definitely.
But there was nothing for the December 9th hearing either.
Were these people's names on that?
I'm not even.
You haven't got.
I know talking to Rachel prior, because Dave had been in here prior and I talked to Rachel, she said he was not within the buffer zone.
Okay.
So he
Well,
would
we
not
have the
received.
immediate land adjacent to this parcel.
That's just what our planning officer has stated prior to leaving.
I think that needs to be fixed. Anyway, I won't spend any time on that, sorry. But I do wish to cover the information that was circulated by community planning on April the 5th, 2024. It was circulated to all the required list of interested parties that should be at the government agencies and utilities. And on this subdivision summary, as on your bylaw, the proposed this subdivision is in the northeast of 11113. And that's your bylaw as well, states that we're dealing with 11113 west. So there's some very incorrect information that was circulated by community planning. Firstly, the size of the parcel is incorrect. Here is your roll number from your tax roll. Roll number 61300 is a total acreage of 50.22 acres. Okay? The information that was circulated says that that parcel is 168.67 acres, which is incorrect. Okay, so that is directly from your NCL would not provide me with this information. I had to get it from the public domain, from the assessment website. So that is one huge error, because it states right in here in from your policy 2.44 that the subdivision of an existing farm dwelling has been in existence for 7 years, which I understand it has, or more, but it's being subdivided from a minimum of 80 acres, an acre. So we shouldn't even be here considering this, because it's not an allowable subdivision. Okay, I'll go through with some of the other discrepancies. There's no mention of adjacent livestock operations in here. And let me read your own definition of a livestock operations before you climb all over me and tell me there are none. In your section 3.6.1, AR agricultural rural zone, paragraph B or section B, however you want to refer to it, says that anyone keeping 10 or more animal units cumulative across species shall be deemed to be a livestock operation. Okay? So we are dealing with adjacent livestock operations, and there is absolutely no mention of adjacent livestock operations in the information that was circulated to Manitoba Agriculture. So obviously they don't become involved. As soon as they see that there is no adjacent livestock operations, then they do not object to these types of subdivisions. But that information was omitted from there. On the next page, is where the discrepancy is in the residual area. It shows the residual area. The subdivision proposed lot is 20.07 acres, and the residual area is shown as 168.67 acres instead of 28.15. There's an attached map that shows, again, part of the Northeast 11113, but then it says that existing property is 190.74 acres, which I assume they've included the adjacent parcel, which is not legally part of the subdivision. It's not stated on your bylaw. It's not stated in the circulated information in regard to the what area that's being affected by the subdivision. And it states on here that the zoning bylaw is AR agricultural rural zone, but it also has a note in here that on the development plan, which I'm not able to locate. I spoke with Bev and she has a 2018 copy that's not current. I spoke with your office here and there is no copy of the development plan available that I can refer to. It's not available. It is mentioned here, but it says in the development plan that it's rural residential area, which is not correct. It may be on that plan, but legally it's an AR zone. So that's what was circulated from community planning. So right, first off, we shouldn't even be here, but I'll continue to to show other discrepancies firstly. And the next, I'll go to the application of the, I assume it was Mr. Lowen that made this application. And on his application, some of it is accurate, of course. Says it's the current use is agricultural. Number of animal units is 10, which would be 8 cows. I have never counted cows, so I have no idea. There's no mention of, I don't know either that, I know that Dave's Landscaping is your business, right?
I've turned that over to my son already, but we're
Okay.
working with it.
I'm not sure of this, but I believe that it is headquartered on that property.
Yes, it was.
And it is?
This year a little bit, next year it's off.
Okay, but currently, there's no mention of any commercial use. It states on here that this is not a multi-phase development, so this is the only requirement. It has nothing to do with any future development, so it's restricted then to the area shown, highlighted here. And it says they'll be using it, the future use will be for livestock, for agriculture. So I don't understand why we have to redesignate this as a rural residential subdivision. It wasn't done for the Pat and Brent Graham's property that was you've just granted them subdivision of their home, which is fair, so they can stay on the land where they live. So why can you not do that for this parcel? Why are we creating a new rural residential subdivision or designation? That's my question. Because the rural residential designation carries huge ramifications for adjacent landowners. So that's my question to whomever can answer it. Why is that required for this parcel?
I have that same concern or question because we were told it was just going to be a section taken off, and there wouldn't even need a hearing for that.
Right.
I didn't get the December 9th hearing information. I don't know why, but I just didn't. And but anyhow, I would have missed it if it had happened. But anyhow, I wondered why this isn't just sectioned off.
Yeah, that's my question as well. Why are we redesignating this parcel of land to rural residential? Because I think all of you understand the setbacks that are required. And we're already severely affected by the earlier rural residential subdivision, which was erroneously approved. I have a report from the ombudsman here, which you have on file, I'm sure, which concurs with me that it was incorrectly approved by the council. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on there, but I will read one comment from the Minister of Municipal Government sent a letter to the chairperson of the planning district regarding the findings of the municipal board and providing approval of the bylaw in accordance with clause 51(1)(a), the Planning Act. However, in providing this approval, the minister noted that there would be a significant portion of land in the planning district available for rural residential development, and that future rural residential developments will only be considered once existing properties have been developed. So have you sold all of your lots?
Not quite.
There's quite a few empty ones.
6. That is 16.
And across the road, which is in that same designated area, there are many. I didn't go and count them, but there are many vacant lots. So there's still a huge surplus. So I have no idea how you're going to fly this by the Minister of Municipal Government by creating another rural residential subdivision designation. Because he says very explicitly in this report that it's no further subdivision or residential developments will be considered. So that goes back to Dave's belief that he should have just been able to park to. And I have no idea, it's none of my business, but this easterly portion of that parcel, which is only the entire residue is only 28 acres, why you would want to go to the bother of even subdividing it off, sell the 50 acres and with your home, and because the east end isn't even fenced.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, that little tip?
Oh, it's a good part of the parcel. Here. This area east of this road is not fenced.
It is. I did it last year.
No, it's not fenced. I drove by. You can drive. I didn't go on the land, but I both sides of the highway you can drive it. There's no fence.
Only the very tip, there's maybe 4 acres that is not fenced, but the rest is all fenced.
Anyway, that's irrelevant. It isn't fenced. So if you go out and have a look at it, that area, that easterly area is not fenced even. So why wouldn't you just sell the whole 50-acre parcel?
Because that's our only entrance into the east side for our pasture. We plan on keeping cattle. And that was why we wanted it portioned off so that we could still run our cattle operation.
Oh, I thought maybe it was for your new road when you had, as you tried to develop the rest of the area between.
No intentions on that.
Yeah, that's what Ken Peters said too 20 years ago for the south side. Anyway, okay. So those are the discrepancies in the application and the information that was circulated. But further to that, I still have some other concerns. No. The livestock operations that are not mentioned in here. Terry and Daphne Maben is on the adjacent quarter section to the north. It's easily, on the application it says any livestock operations within 1 mile of the subdivision. And it's not checked off. It says there's none. Well, when it's not completed, I can only assume that there are none. In section 6E on the application, within 1.6 kilometers, 1 mile of the proposed lot, is there any of the following? Check all that apply, and none are checked. And livestock operations is the very first one. So they're not identified, and therefore I'm assuming that community planning didn't check on it either, and so they don't even mention livestock operations. Terry and Daphne Maben have a livestock operation on the land immediately north of that, within a half a mile of that property. Kenny Bear has a livestock operation in the southeast of 7, 11, 12, which is in the adjacent section. So it's within the mile. Ron McDonald has a livestock operations in the south half of 1, 11, 13, which is the same section. None of these are mentioned.
I didn't need to mention them because I thought it was just portioned off. I didn't know it was going
Well,
to be
you
a
did,
subdivision.
well, this is your application, right?
Yes.
Okay. So on this application, you didn't answer this question.
So I didn't think there was any. There's pasture land that they use adjacent to it, but they don't.
Well, I just read the definition of the livestock operations to you, and that has to be considered because that's the land use for the land adjacent to you. So that has to be considered, I'm sorry. There's another larger operation, and I didn't measure it because I couldn't because of the snow. In section 6 in the adjacent land south of the railway, Brian McDonald, who has a fairly large holding facility there, which he wants to maintain. And the ombudsman says very explicitly that historic use of land has to be respected as well. Alan McDonald, his dad, kept lots of cattle there. I don't know the exact number, I didn't ask, and Alan is deceased. But Brian wishes to continue to maintain that livestock holding facility, which is leased by his brother Ron at this time. So I cannot affirm that it's very close to the 1 mile, but I can't definitively tell you that it's exactly within that mile. Okay, so then I guess finally, you just discussed the Graham subdivision of the yard site, which you approved, of course. There's no creation of a rural residential subdivision there. So, go ahead.
I point out that that is, Mr. Graham has sold off the rest of his land for agricultural use.
Yes.
And all that was to separate his house to keep it. There's no subdivision the subdivision is just his house.
It's just redesignating the yard as for the personal use. I understand that. So why can't we do that here? Why can't we do that with this parcel?
Got any other comments there you want to make? We're writing them down here. So.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. No, I think in respect for your time and for other presenters, I'll stop there.
Okay, thank you.
Can I
Who else?
ask a question?
Oh, go ahead, Earl.
You're talking about livestock operations,
Yes.
but you are aware that the Manitoba Manure and Mortality Act falls under the environment, not agriculture. And when it comes to discussing that, you should be talking with Manitoba Environment, not Manitoba Agriculture.
It still has to be presented on the application, and you have to consider that in dealing with this request, that these livestock operations are there.
Yeah.
Okay, is that fair?
That
maybe
the
doesn't-
place to start should have been Manitoba Environment, not Manitoba Agriculture.
Well, agriculture, I don't.
Okay.
Anything under 500 animal units, basically, Manitoba Agriculture, but anything over is Manitoba Environment.
Well, these wouldn't be over 500 animal units, any of these operations.
Yeah.
So they would all still be under Manitoba Ag, right?
Well, at that point, it's because it's Manitoba Environment. It's
Okay, we're
looking at
getting
for it now.
off topic here.
Yeah.
Well, the next
Okay.
gentleman have a speech talk. Go ahead.
I just have one question. With residential across the road from me, they have different rules to follow, don't they? Like, for instance, quiet hours and.
I don't know, do we have any quiet hours or anything like that?
No, we don't.
No, so basically there's no changes to me at all.
And your name is?
I'm Jason
Jason.
Docorn.
Okay.
I'd be right across the road from him.
Okay.
Across the highway, like on the
Yeah.
south side of that.
There'd be no changes to me at all there, so it's his land, his money, you do what you want.
Okay. Yep. Got anything else, comments? That's it?
No, I just thought maybe
No.
being residential, I'm gonna have like different rules in my area. Like,
Well, effective rules of like, I guess, the livestock and stuff like that.
no, I got no livestock, I got a couple of dogs running around the yard there. I just got a 54-acre backyard there and.
Dave, you got some comments?
Just a few.
Make some, go ahead. Nope.
Just want to do a little bit of backgrounding here. My wife and I both are on pension. I still work. My son has taken over the landscaping operation and he's already developed a yard site somewhere else to hold this business of his now. I still help him, I still haul stuff for him, but essentially the landscaping thing is he's got complete ownership of it. My wife and I enjoy this area, and we're both considering sometime in the next few years to move into town somewhere. We just want all our ducks in a row so that when we want to move, or if health, impedes on that, then we have to move sooner. I have everything in order. I like to have my house in order, or my farm in order, so that I can just carry on with the next step. So anyhow, we would like to take a portion of that land. I assumed it was kind of redesignation as well, but now with the RR10 subdivision, it does add a lot of stress on other things. When we do move or sell, we're keeping our livestock that we have. We have somebody that will help us with it. So anyhow, there's good money in cattle yet. So anyhow, that's our east access, is that the remaining 28 acres. And I guess maybe Dave did not get a thing because the actual portion is well away from his land, like it's more than 100 feet or whatever the requirement is for notification. So maybe that's why he never got a notification, but
Well, Mavens didn't either, Mavens didn't either, they're immediately adjacent to you.
Like I was saying, we've kept our pasture land, trying to keep as much as we can. We are in a farming community, and yeah, we have cattle that are there. We do not winter them. We have somebody that takes them for us. So as far as manure management, there is none. It's just cow pies in the pasture. But anyhow, so our pasture is basically grazing only. I have a question. We have neighbors Paul Ham, and then there's a new owner beside him. That's not under a subdivision either, that's just a portion taken out, correct?
Couldn't tell you offhand on that.
Yeah, I couldn't say, I can't speak
That is
right
correct,
offhand
that's
either.
correct.
I think it's just portioned out, but if you want to check on that. We've been a part of this community for quite a few years. And I think as we get some age on us, we try to line up our things for the next generation. And unfortunately, our kids are not interested in our land at all. They don't want, even if we subdivide this for one of them, they don't care for it. So we'll stay there as long as we feel we can. But like I said, we want to be prepared so that when my wife's health is not where she'd like it to be, she has arthritis, so she's limited in the things she can do. So kind of pulls me away from landscaping. We've let it go so that I have more time to help her, especially with certain duties and chores. Other than that, I just want to appreciate the time you've given us, and we're looking for some kind of solution here. And if we can lean towards the redesignation, I think that might appease everyone in the room. Thank you for this time, and Happy New Year.
Hey, I just got one question.
Robbie, go ahead.
So this is the 28 acres you want to keep, so it ties into that corridor for your pasture?
Yes.
Right, so you would come off where the bus
Yeah,
kind of
there's an
sits?
approach in
Yeah.
by that bus entrance already.
Okay, so, and that's the only access you have?
That's only east access. We have a west access
Oh,
on 2
There's
miles.
full
on that
access from the road,
Okay,
from the west.
okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta thank you girls for coming in today. We've got a lot of talking to be doing here, and
It's already serving, yeah.
That's why I bought my land.
Yeah.
It was broken up in 3 chunks.
Right now, for us, without a development officer, and I hope you appreciate this, without this person.
Yeah.
We're looking, and Bev's new at what she's doing here too, and we're all relatively new at this kind of stuff too. And Dave, there for your comments and that, like, there's a lot of things that have questions to be answered.
Yep.
And I think for right now, I think we're gonna have to table this and get some more help and some more information to help this move forward. And if you can give us a little bit of patience and time to make this work out for us all, okay?
Yes, thank you.
If you don't mind, thank you.
And just a question,
Go ahead,
would
Jeremy.
it be easier for him to reapply if he wants just a simple yard site subdivision like the farmland? Is there a different process maybe?
It'll be a matter of talking to regional planning.
Like, I don't think we should have to change the bylaws if that's all he's looking at doing, right?
I think
And
we
there's
need
so
some
many
more guidance.
discrepancies,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they pointed out, I don't think we can approve it as it is, certainly, so.
Can't approve it. But it,
We're gonna have to, we gotta get somebody in place and get some help from Brandon Planning as to how to move forward a more efficient manner with this for you. Okay?
Yeah, valid questions for sure.
What
Any
year
others?
was your subdivisions prior to this? When you got approval?
2013.
13. So that's 11 years ago.
Yep.
Was that, who's in charge here then? John?
Oh, John, there you go. Anyway, like I say, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
We got some work to do. Thank you very
Take
much,
care.
everybody. Pardon me?
Good job, Dave. Good research.
Well, this one, number 11.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, thank you. Resolution number 11, 2025, be it resolved that the public hearing be adjourned at 10:45. And the regular meeting council resumed. Can I have a mover for that, please? Robbie and second Harold. All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much.
Rob, can you send that map back?
Certainly.
No, that's fine.
Table that, the rest of that for now then, and we'll continue on with unfinished business. Resolution number 12 then, Teresa?
No, we'll move on to 12, 13, 14.
14? Okay.
We've already carried 14.
No.
Yeah, we did general business on 14.
Oh, shoot. Okay,
15 then? All right.
let's just, because we tabled 10 and 11. But we tabled 12 and 13, we carried 14. That's gonna have to be 15.
Okay. Resolution 15, 2025. Be it resolved, the council approve an equivalent increase to fire wages to the minimum wage increase implemented by the province of Manitoba each time it increases. And further be it resolved that an increase of 50 cents per hour be approved retroactive to October 1st, 2024 as per the provincial increase. Can I have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, seconder. Dallas, any questions on any of that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you.
Before we move on. is
Go
there
ahead,
anything
Bev.
else you need from myself?
That's all for now, thanks
Thanks,
guys.
Deb.
Yep, good job, thank you. Thursday.
Thursday.
Resolution 16, 2025, it resolved the joint committee approves an increase of 3% to all firefighter wages effective January 1st, 2025. Can I have a mover, please?
Sure.
Dallas, seconder.
Davidson.
Jaren? Any questions on that, anyone?
Just, so,
Robbie?
excuse me, they're gonna be minimum wage for the lower guys, and then they're gonna get a 3% raise? Like it, doesn't that,
Says all firefighters get raised.
yeah. So the bottom ones are getting increased to minimum wage, the newer gentlemen, like the bodies.
Wasn't it that the raise was to everybody, to keep everyone on the same basis? I think the general up in minimum
So the
was
minimum
across
wage is
everybody.
About 3%, so then the rest of the upper management gets 3% too. It makes sense, just,
Yeah, I think everybody got the bump and everybody got the 3, right, to keep everybody up to where they should be, but equally as they were.
okay.
Right.
Yeah, I wasn't
Right,
at that
percent?
joint meeting, I just
Yeah.
read that.
Yeah, it wasn't like, yeah.
Okay, no,
Yeah, I wasn't just getting the bump up to, everybody was getting the same bump to be the same, right?
makes
Same
sense.
fairness, yeah.
Okay, Robbie?
Yeah, yep.
Any other questions, anyone? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you.
This may be where there may be some amendments.
Pardon me?
There may be some changes in here for your board committee appointments, but if there is, let me know.
The one I noted is on the health action.
Well, let's make the
Yeah.
motion here first, and then we'll change. Resolution 17, 2025, be it resolved that council approve the following board and committee appointments. I think everybody can read them there. Have you got any questions on them? Dallas, you had one there?
Couple, the buildings, I've been attending anyways, should I be second on that? Or do you want to still be on them?
Which one was that, Dallas?
The buildings.
Municipal buildings?
Yeah, municipal buildings.
Oh, okay.
So who's on that then?
It's Grant and Jaren on there now, and it's usually Ray, Grant, and myself.
Put Dallas down on there instead of Jaren then, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Jaren and Dallas?
Yeah, the only other one I had is on the health action. I think I was set as lead and Grant, you were backup.
Second year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Switch that one around.
Okay.
Do you want that future daycare development to be set as a board on there? I've been put on that. I don't know if we need that in paperwork or not. It's not gonna be a forever thing, a couple of year thing.
How's your money gonna run? Like, how's the fundraising gonna be handled?
I have a little update, but
We'll do that on the reports, okay, Robbie? But,
Okay, I just,
but should we put her down as a
Well,
board member on that
if
then,
it's
Robbie?
public money, we probably should.
well, exactly. It should be, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. is
Yeah,
that-
I wouldn't mind it being added there if I'm attending for council anyways.
So what are we calling it?
Future development, future daycare development, maybe. Daycare committee, sure, whatever.
Okay.
And then I am totally up and if anybody else wants to take on the safety thing, there hasn't really been much involved. If anybody else wanted to take that, as I'm on a couple others, if anybody wants to take it, feel free.
I can go, or you like to go, Robbie?
I can do it, if it's mostly in town, or what
Well,
does it do?
they're supposed to be.
They meet every month, actually.
They meet every month, they do, and Sam
Tell me
runs
about it, but
anyway.
yeah.
Oh,
I've never been invited to one, but if you want to take that on,
I would love to.
I would love you to. I would love you to.
They meet every month prior to a council meeting, actually.
Yeah.
In the morning, 8 o'clock or 7 or whatever.
It just depends on what's happening, but that's a normal day.
I think you'd be a good fit if you want to take that on. I would love that.
I would love to.
And it's not always in Carberry, they switch from shop to shop and
That's
make
fine.
it even.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, anybody else got any changes there? We have a mover for that resolution? No question?
Development, community development, it's basically non-existent. Should we just drop it completely?
I'd like to still think that we might get our act together and get something going. I know we see that the last couple of years, but I know
Could
there's
that
nothing
not be
going on now.
daycare sort of fall under that?
Well, it's supposed to be economic development, not community development.
Different, but the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, no, I understand.
yeah.
I think keep it just in case it's there. It's a title there.
Be the best board to be on.
Yeah, technically daycare could be falling into that, I guess.
Oh, Malcolm, go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
What are we talking about?
The yellowhead replacement.
And,
Oh, yeah, that rec committee in Nipawin they got going
yeah.
there. I've gone to a couple of their meetings, but they don't get ahold of me every time.
So should that be under Parks Rec?
Oh, on that, yeah, okay,
Yellowhead Rec Committee?
Yeah.
okay.
Or future Yellowhead? Rec?
Future, yeah. Good, thanks, Malcolm.
Oh,
Weekend on the
Pardon?
fire meetings.
oh, that's not on there. Fire.
Protective Services?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a mover for those names on those positions? Sharon, seconder,
Grant?
Grant? Anybody else got any other comments, concerns? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 18, 2025, be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford support the efforts of the Nipawin District Medical Farm and Leisure Lottery and their application to conduct the 2025 fundraising lottery and agree to fund any shortcomings in the line of credit. Can I have a mover, please? Dallas, seconder, please. Malcolm, thanks, Malcolm. This is just something we do every year. All the municipalities do up there to support the fundraiser.
It's never been multiple.
Robbie, go ahead.
I have a little trouble with this agree to fund any shortcomings, the line of credit.
It doesn't happen, but it's, I think they need to
It's
have
just
that
the way they
for
have to
their
have it to
licensing,
come to
like
get
to
the
go
licensing.
forward, they need someone to sign off on paper.
That's all it is?
It honestly, it's just
it's-
a letter, it's never actually come back because they make how many thousands of
They make
dollars every
100 and
year.
something.
Well, I would assume they do,
Yeah.
but I just,
And I know, it
We've
is,
been doing it every year for about 18 years now.
yeah,
okay. I just don't remember this being brought up before with
Yeah,
that,
it's done
that
every year.
please. that
I know,
clause.
the wording is scary, although it never does fall back.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying never. but-
Obviously, we're gonna do it, I just,
Yeah,
that's a scary little phrase.
I know, it's a pretty open-ended tidbit, but
When we have no say in how it goes.
I know
we
my
just say-
question the first time it came up, he was like, but, yeah.
Somebody wins the prize and they haven't sold enough tickets to pay it out, then we backstop them, but all the municipalities do.
Yeah, that's
So
sure.
there's, yeah, like what, there would be probably 4 of us
Four.
at least, doing that to split it if it ever did
If that
happen.
ever happened, it'd probably be the last year they ever ran it. So-
Yeah,
Okay, so just a question,
yeah,
why wouldn't all the municipalities be down then to cover that line of credit?
They are.
the,
They are.
all of us
Every
are,
municipality passes the same
Every
resolution.
municipality passes it over.
They do?
Yes.
Yep.
I think we're probably the last one.
We are the last ones, the other ones are all done.
Okay, no, I just,
yeah,
like I
that's
said,
valid.
it's,
They need a backstop in the bank.
no, I understand, but just, and I wish somebody would say that to me from my farm.
Well, we could add you to this resolution.
Any other questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you.
So Robbie's agreed to pay the shortfall.
Resolution 19, 2025. Whereas pursuant to section 374 of the Municipal Act, a municipality may bid on and purchase property at a public auction and may direct a designated officer to bid on its behalf. Therefore, be it resolved, the council for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford appoint Teresa Parker, CAO, to bid on behalf of the municipality of North Cypress-Langford at the October 15th, 2025 tax sale auction. Can I have a mover, please? Robbie, seconder?
Yeah.
Grant. Anybody got any questions on that, comments?
Standard.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Resolution 2025, whereas section 365(2) of the Municipal Act provides that council may in any year designate the immediately preceding year or any earlier year as the year for which properties, the taxes in respect of which are in arrears for the year, must be offered for sale by auction to recover the tax arrears and costs. Be it resolved that the designated year for which properties in arrears be offered for sale by auction be 2024, meaning all properties with outstanding taxes from the year 2023 or prior, and be it further resolved that in accordance with section 363(1) of the Municipal Act, costs shall be actual cost incurred by the municipality for each parcel listed for the tax sale plus an administration fee of $50 per roll as set forth in Manitoba Regulation 5097. Be it further resolved that the tax sale be held October 15th, 2025 at 9 a.m. in the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford Council Chambers. Can I have a mover, please? Dallas, seconder.
Davidson.
Jaren, any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 21, 2025. Be it resolved that Council of the Municipality of North Cypress-Langford authorize Senior Administrative Assistant Nellie Sapel signing authority on all municipal banking accounts with Westover Credit Union. Can I have a mover, please? Robbie, seconder. Harold. Any questions on that? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 2225, be it resolved the council appoint Shelley Rowland as weed supervisor for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford for the year 2025. Can I have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, seconder Dallas. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 23, 2025. Be it resolved that council receive the resignation of Rachel Andrews as the municipal emergency coordinator for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford effective January 12th, 2024. Or 2025, that should be right.
Yeah.
I have a mover, please. Dallas, seconder. Robbie. Any questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 2024, or Resolution 24, 2025, be it resolved that council appoint Teresa Parker as the municipal emergency coordinator for the municipality of North Cypress-Langford effective January 13th, 2025. Have a mover, please.
Davidson.
Sharon. Seconder, please. Dallas. Any questions? Robbie got a question?
Should this just be until we have further time to look at others?
Yeah.
Should that go in there, like temporary?
Just add
What
interim.
temporary?
Like,
Interim.
I don't think you
I-
have time for it.
No, I don't.
And
I don't.
just
Yeah.
being respectful of that.
No,
I
that's,
appreciate that.
that's for sure the plan,
Yeah.
just add in
Okay,
the word.
just
Yeah.
temporary until chances.
So do you
to
want to
locate.
put as an interim
Yeah.
municipal coordinator?
Yeah,
then?
yeah, I mean,
Perfect.
in
For sure.
with respect. to-
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Thank you.
Is that, go
That's
ahead.
fine with me, I'm just questioning though, if we do hire somebody, like, is there a salary that goes along with that?
For sure is.
Okay.
Everybody, mover and second, are okay with that
Absolutely,
change?
yeah.
Okay, call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Resolution 25, 2025, be it resolved the council accept the 2025 emergency measures plan as presented by MEC Teresa Parker, and that it be forwarded to Manitoba Emergency Measures for annual review. Malcolm, would you like to move that?
Sure, yes.
Can I have a seconder, please?
Grant.
Grant? Any questions on that, anyone?
I
All in
changed
favor?
that to interim as well, sorry.
Oh. How was that?
I changed that to interim next.
Oh, to
As well.
interim MEC Teresa Parker?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's okay with that change?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor or call the question? All opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 26, 2025, be it resolved the council sponsor the NEPA and Area 4-H Fat Stock Association and the sponsorship level of $100 for a silver sponsorship. Can I have a mover, please? Karen, seconder. Harold, any questions on that?
That one's standard, right?
Yeah.
That's okay.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried, thank you. Resolution 27, 2025, be it resolved that council agree to sign a 3-year advertisement sign contract with the Yellowhead Development Society, Inc., Neepaw Curling Club for a 2-foot by 8-foot sign at a cost of $550 total. I have a mover, please. Jaren, seconder. Robbie, any questions?
Why isn't that a 4x8?
No, it's only 2 by 8.
It's only
We
2
have
by
up
8?
there, yeah.
Oh, okay,
We've always only had a 2 by 8.
okay, I just thought that maybe it was a print.
So it's always been an advertising or?
Yeah.
It's North Cypress-Langford.
Yeah, no, I just thought
Same as all the other clubs.
Yeah, I
around
just
town.
wondered why it was a 2-foot. I
2-foot
just
by-
wondered if it was a print typo, but.
No, just 2
Okay,
foot by 8.
all right.
No problem. Any other questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. And that's just every third year.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
just want to make sure it was.
We had nothing added to the agenda. Communications, everybody go through that. You got any questions on a lot of that stuff or not, or?
RF now, any concerns?
Maybe
Password's not working on the computer, so I couldn't get into it.
It says that Westlake's looking for a rep, what's that about?
Should have been set up already. Westlake's looking for a rep. Are they looking for, it's in
They
there.
had that out before they did, and I went to a couple of meetings, and it was really not a whole lot to do with us.
Okay.
And they just said that they got their own little group working there.
Okay.
Unless you wanna go to every meeting, go ahead. Any other questions on any of them? Teresa and I are thinking of going to Forest tomorrow,
Forest,
not Franklin, for a meeting with the RCMP. We had the meeting at the convention with them, just follow up, so.
At NACTV. That, it's, like, what kind of, I skipped through it last night, what kind of contribution request is that? You know,
They're just asking for a donation towards, I'll look at this after here.
Something they do on a yearly basis, they send it out looking for funding, so. We never have, so I don't think so. That's why they come here. Any other questions on any of that? What's up there for?
I got a question for Dallas, the museum.
Yeah.
They put that levy in. So it was so much a person.
The library, mean, the Western.
Sorry,
yeah,
library.
Doors. Yeah.
And they put that levy in.
Yeah.
And then they just times it by our population.
Yes.
Who controls that levy?
We vote on it as a board. I sit on the board as well as like our local citizen, like Loretta Oliver,
Okay.
has a voice in there as well. And yeah, it was voted on, and I sent it to Teresa. It was a very, very minimal up compared to the budget. Like the director did a phenomenal job with the amount of salary increases we've had over our minimum wage. I was quite happy with that bump compared to what it was. So it is a standard thing, but we do have two voices. There's, is it five libraries in there? But we all have
So
two voices per.
So that goes to the operational facility and the managers.
Yes,
and
that
people
is
work
that is all the staff and the planning and the books itself, like all the HR, and that's for all the libraries within the regional, including our own.
Okay.
And then we do have pretty phenomenal.
It just seemed like a lot the first time I read it, and then.
Right. Yeah, compared to previous, like it always is a standard by population.
Okay.
And we have it like really well considering like.
Okay, I do.
Yeah, no, for sure. But we do have, it's not just told to us.
Right.
We do have a vote in all the chats on the budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does that funding work for branches, like say with Neepawa and Carberry? Because Langford used to be in the Neepawa region. Now this municipality's always been the Carberry region.
I don't know the difference. Like, I wasn't on during the amalgamation switch to know how it was different before that. But it is by population.
Well, I understand the population, but I was just wondering if they portion part of what we pay
part
for
of that.
Neepawa.
I don't know that.
Because I know everybody north of Brookdale's not coming down here to the library. We all go to Neepawa. And we have the same card. Like you can, doesn't matter what branch you go to, if you have the Western card, right, you can check in the book, so.
Okay, fair question.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, go around the table here. Robbie?
I am good, thank you.
I got some complaints in against the recreation department, and it's not the type of complaint I'm thinking about. They are a little perturbed at the 3 flags hanging on the flagpole at the recreation center. They are a bit of a disgrace.
Okay.
The Manitoba flag is now yellow.
Yeah, they look like they need to be replaced.
They badly need replaced.
Okay.
It's a good comment for somebody to make, yes. Good. Anything else,
That's all
Rob?
I have.
That's all? Grant?
Well, I attended the vet board on Wednesday for Malcolm, and basically, they approved their budget, and it was $49,000. And they got also a grant for $19,000 from the provincial government. And we also approved a provincial budget increase on fee levies. And the other discussion is the building now is 54 years old. And Liz pointed out that there could be some major repairs could be happening. Their plumbing all needs to be replaced in that building. Some of the windows, they're antiquated. And so their discussion was to start laying some money aside. If it's not going to be pursued into repairs on the building, it could be a fund added for a purchase of a new building for future. So every municipality I don't know if Tracy got any information from that board already about this. But anyway, it'll have to be voted on, but every municipality might set $2,000 aside and put it in for additional shock repairs that may or may not happen to that building. And as far as the fire, it was canceled, and that's all I got. Fire meeting in December.
Thanks, Grant. Sure.
I forwarded on some concerns about icy roads and bad hills to Matt, and he said they're working on the sander to get it going, that the parts had to be replaced on it, and I guess one grader up in my ward's been down and it's supposed to be back soon. It had a fuel pump blow up in it. So hopefully we can get some of that iciness scraped away soon. They're gonna put the scarifier on it, he was saying, and sand some corners, so. That's a major concern, especially on Road 89. You can see where people have been going into the ditch there, turning off the highway, so.
They scarified a lot of the roads
Yeah,
last week.
yeah. Well, we're just waiting to get the
Yeah.
grader back up
Yeah.
there, so.
And we bought the old sand
Yes.
box from Carberry and just got it up and running. too.
Yeah, they said he's got that
So,
going, or getting it
It's
going
very
right
cool,
now, so.
I seen well it was done last week. They were in summer.
And as Grant pointed out to me, the Brookdale Rec Committee got their arrear payments from the arm of Elton for about $16,000. Their contribution to that rec area. It seemed to have been forgotten about 12 years ago, maybe, I don't know.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
No?
She,
Okay.
no, she contacted me and asked me.
Regarding
it's
the
right
paid
now.
up now.
Yeah. So that'll go a long ways to some of their repairs too.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
Anything else, Jared?
Nope.
Alice?
A bunch. I meant to forward this on for communications, but there's a copy of the Health Action Committee letter. The committee sent an update and then all previous donors got a letter on kind of an update of what's been done in the last couple of years and saying that the donation window is still extended this year if anybody's still interested. But so we're still as Health Action Committee. Teresa and I met with Dr. Maharaj to thank him for his recruitment efforts. And we've had a lot of positive feedback about the two new physicians in town. So our group is continuing communications with Perry Mountain Health to advocate for the practitioners and the building needs themselves. Things kind of happen slow, but we're still chatting. Service for seniors, Deb has been sending out, there is a pretty vibrant, like the Grand Kid scam has been hitting some local seniors. So heads up to talk to your folks that it's really happening and they are cloning the voices of your actual grandkids, so it sounds really legit. So library at the levy was set, but also a great job to Lori and the local staff for their programming efforts. It's where it's at for the kids right now in town. They're doing a wonderful job. I did notice last time I was heading in that the top landing at the steps is getting even worse on that concrete. So we'll make sure it's still on this year's plan for building committee. And then the future daycare committee, it's things are rolling right along. We signed on with Cooperatives First, a group to help us kind of expedite the paperwork and all the red tape towards getting our approved building plans. So we need the plans to get the advanced guaranteed funding because the federal government's funding 60% of this facility. And so we're going to be brainstorming for facility names soon. If anybody has any names you want to forward to us, we'll be deciding that as we get our paperwork solidified. And so the donation for charitable donations has been extended to February 28th for last year's income tax year. Because we need to fund 40% of it, but we have been already pre-approved for our mortgage to do it because we have the land and so everything is going to be rolling along right away. So there is an ask right now for fundraising for the first chunk to get our building plans up and ready, and then things will be rocking into tenders hopefully like within a year here. It's exciting. Arts Council, there's still room in the Tuesday after school arts program. It's free for all involved. There's still room in that if you want to pre-register with Tamara at the Arts Council. And there is still also room, and there's a 5-week mixed media class with Nova Kassan starting January 21st, Tuesdays. So there's still room in that as well. Budget meeting will be set tonight. But great job to Tamara. We have had a not humongous, but a notable increase in just revenues and just enrollment and excitement. We're starting to get things actually happening. Wellwood Bontsville is Friday, Saturday, January 24th, 25th, but they have actually added in a new junior event on the Sunday, January 26th. And that's good. I'll send you a copy of this to add into communications.
Malcolm, you got anything to make comment on?
No, we're good. Grant hit up the vet board meeting for me the other night because I had kids to look after. Yeah, I haven't heard anything up here lately. Nothing's coming to mind, thanks.
Wellwood, or Malcolm, you're aware of Wellwood tonight, correct?
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping I'll be able to get there with I take enough meds.
Okay, great. Thanks, Malcolm.
Thanks.
If not, let me know. I've got a meeting in town at 6, but I
I can do it.
Yeah? Okay.
If you have to, I can do it.
Somebody can cover for
Yeah,
you
let
if
us
you
know.
need it, okay, Malcolm?
You guys don't mind?
I can cover for you, or Harold can.
Somebody will go for you then, Malcolm, okay?
Okay, thanks, guys. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, good. Thanks, Malcolm. Myself, just like to thank everybody for the good job of the parades and that. Went over well.
Yes.
Yes, you were the best parade and the best floater in the entire
I've heard that from a
parade.
bunch, yeah.
There were a lot of lights on there.
There was only one other one that come close.
Was that right? Good. No, I think everybody did a good job. It was good. Thanks, everybody. Workers are all doing a decent job on the roads and that. They've had quite a challenging last couple of months. We got a small water leak up there we're looking after right now there, so. Other than that, that's about all I got for right now. Teresa, how much you got there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
We're working with the auditors right now. We're working with lawyers right now over on, with the overall concerns. I just have to have a look at my minutes here. Sorry. Still working with lawyers pertaining to Oberon subdivision, trying to find a resolution to the issue of lot 10 that was not properly subdivided in 2015 prior to being sold by the municipality in 2016. Completed reviews with the office staff, and I had discussions with Public Works. I took each out for lunch on my dime and had some good meetings with them, and thanked them for everything they did last year, and looking forward to this year. There's an RCMP meeting in Forest, not Franklin, on Tuesday at 11 that Ray and I will be going to tomorrow pertaining to the understaffing. And then just a note that Evergreen approved a rate increase from $88.25 to $89.25 per ton. That's it.
Okay, any other? Nothing? Okay. Resolution 28, 2025, be it resolved that council as a committee of the whole move into in-camera to discuss personnel matters. Can I have a mover, please?
Grant.
Grant, seconder. Robbie? All in favor? Opposed? Thank you.